Hello, and welcome to my QTP video tutorial, where I will show you how to comment code. In this video, I'll answer the following three questions. First, what does it mean to comment code? Second, why would you want to comment code? And third, how to comment code. As a reminder, to stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button above. This now moves us to our first topic, which asks the question, what does it mean to comment code? By commenting a line or multiple lines in your script, these lines will not be executed when your test is run. This now moves us to the second topic, which asks the question, why would you want to comment code? There are lots of ways that you can use comments in your scripts. A few examples of those are, first, to provide information about what the code is supposed to do. And by code, I mean that could be your overall test, a specific function, a loop, or any other pieces that you could have in your script. A second example is if there was a line or multiple lines that you would not like to be executed because you're still debugging them. A third example is you have replaced some old code with new code and you would like to keep the old code for reference. This now moves us to our third topic, which asks the question, how to comment code. I'll now show you some examples of how to comment code in QTP. The first example I'll show you is how to use an apostrophe to comment out a single line of your code. I'll then show you how to use a keyboard shortcut to comment out both a single line of code as well as multiple lines. I'll then show you how to use the menu bar to comment out a single line as well as multiple lines of your code. In the examples I'll be showing you, I'll be using a series of 3 message boxes. I'll go ahead and type those out now. The first message box will just display the word first. The second message box will just display the word second. And the third message box will just display the word third. In the first example I'll show you, I'll use an apostrophe to comment out a single line of code. As you can notice, I moved the cursor up to the very beginning of the first line of my script. Now, to comment out a single line by using an apostrophe, all you need to do is type in an apostrophe at the beginning of the line. If you'll notice, when I did that, the script changed the line of code to green italicized text. Anytime you see green italicized text in your script, that lets you know that that line of your code has been commented out. So now, when I run this script, you'll notice that the message box that would have displayed the word first will not display, and we will only see the message boxes displaying the words second and third. I'll go ahead and run the script now to show you that. As you can see, the first message box displays the word second. And then the next displays the word third. So what that shows us is that the script's execution skipped over the first line of code, which would have displayed the message box with a word of first. I'll now delete the apostrophe so that I can show you the next example. I'll now show you how to use a keyboard shortcut to comment out a single line of code. If your cursor is on a line of code and you would like to comment that out, the keyboard shortcut to use is to hold down the Control key on your keyboard and then press the M key. That's M as in Mike. So when you do that, you'll notice that the script will automatically put an apostrophe in front of the line that your cursor was on. Again, now that we see the text is green and italicized, that lets us know that that line of our script has been commented out. So if I go ahead and run the script again, I can show you that. As before, it skipped over the first message box and went straight to the second message box. So I'll go ahead and just click through these other two. I'll now hit the delete key just to delete off the apostrophe. The next example I'll show you is how to comment out multiple lines of code by using that same keyboard shortcut. To do this, I'll click and drag my mouse over both lines 1 and 2 to highlight their content. Once you've highlighted over the lines that you would like to comment out, Again, as before, hold down the Control key on your keyboard and hit the M key. Again, that's M as in Mike. What you'll see once you do that is there will now be apostrophes placed in front of both of those lines of script. If I were to click off of that just to remove the highlight, you can now see that both of those lines are green and italicized. I'll run the script to show you that we will now be able to skip over both of the first lines of code. As you can tell, we're only presented with the third message box, which validates that the script's execution did indeed skip over both lines 1 and 2. I'll now hit the delete key to remove the apostrophe in front of both lines 1 and 2. The next example I'll show you is how to use the menu bar to comment out a single line of code. I'll move my cursor back up to the beginning of line 1. I'll now click the Edit button on the menu bar. I'll then hover my mouse over the Advanced button. I will then click the Comment Block button. By doing that, you'll notice that we have again placed an apostrophe in front of the first line of my script, which then made that line of code show its text as green and italicized. So I'll run my script to show you that again it skips over the first line. It does. We're now only presented with the second and third message boxes. I'll now delete the apostrophe by hitting the delete key on the keyboard. That now returns it back to the way it had been before. The next example I'll show you is how to comment out multiple lines of your script by using that same menu bar shortcut. So to do this, I'll click and drag over both lines 1 and 2 to highlight their code. I'll then hit the Edit button on the menu bar, hover the mouse over the Advanced button, then click the Comment Block button. I'll then click off of the highlight so that I can show you the text. As you can see, both lines 1 and 2 are now showing as green and italicized. So that lets us know that those lines of code have been commented out. I'll now run the script to show you that it will indeed skip over lines 1 and 2. And as you can see, it only shows us the third message box. So that validates that it did indeed skip over both lines 1 and 2. This now concludes our video where I've answered the following questions. First, what does it mean to comment code? Second, why would you want to comment code? And third, how to comment code. In how to comment code, I showed you how to use an apostrophe to comment out a single line. I then showed you how to use a keyboard shortcut to comment out both single and multiple lines. And I then showed you how to use the menu bar to comment out both single and multiple lines. As a reminder, to stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button above. Thank you, and I hope that you have a great day.